We're going out against each other for SiNister. They need to bring everything they can if they want to have a hope of taking down the Titans on Rogue. We've placed semifinals in more events this year than I can count. But Glaz will get knocked out first. We'll see it in play this time. We're in, at least in our series before, we saw it get knocked out. And Ying as well will be the second one, so pretty similar to what we've been seeing throughout the course of today overall.
Interesting that both Ying and Glaz get taken out in the attacking ban phase, one of them being the Glaz on behalf of Rogue. Those are two operators that SlashRug very proficient on, very aggressive on as well. Has put in a lot of time and a lot of VODs out there of Glaz and Ying. So both of those off the board for him. The Maestro taken out as well in the ban phase. And could this be the second consecutive Coastline WeCast where Mira is still in play?
Well, we'll figure that out in a second. It's looking like Rogue are taking a moment to think about this, actually. No immediate decision coming in from them, so really trying to figure out if they want to leave that mirror in play or go for something else, potentially that second Echo ban like we were seeing in the EG series. Well, that'll be a little bit more calm. We'll see in a second here, though, and it's going to be Castle instead, knocked out by Rogue.
Interesting. So you're leaving both Mira and Echo alive. Well, I guess that's good for Easily because he lost his Maestro, but he picks up his Mira that is most typically banned out. Losing a Castle, though, in the ban phase, there are rare instances in which I can't even think of one off the top of my head where I've last seen a Castle ban.
It's definitely, I would say, a confidence ban more than anything from Rogue. Yeah. Just trying to get something out of the way that they don't want to deal with and thinking that they can deal with both the Echo and the Mira now on defense. Obviously, they're going to start off on it, however, so in the case that they shoot ahead, they may not have to deal with it at all, should they manage to start things off with a solid round share in their favor. But we don't know if that's going to be the case just yet. It's just what we expect it to be when you look at the team's reputation. SiNister coming into this with very little history in Siege whatsoever, and Rogue, obviously, having plenty of that. So we'll have to see if SiNister is ready to go up against Rogue in this type of matchup.
Well, I was anticipating that Slash would be playing Smoke and Easily would be on the Mira, but instead Easily elects to take up the Echo role with Slash filling in on the Mira. So back to some good old days. It's been a while since I've seen Slash on a Mira, so this is looking old school for Rogue. I kind of like it, actually. And we're going Blue Bar, Sunrise Bar to start things off for them on their defense as well. The analyst desk didn't really give SiNister much of a chance, but you start out on the attacking side of Coastline, and we saw EG take the first half on Coastline up 3-2 when they started on defense. Maybe there's a chance here again with the attacking side starting out for the team that is at a clear disadvantage to maybe level some things as far as balance goes. And it's another Valkyrie camera getting stuck on the wooden barricades. It's something when we can, he just shoots it. Shuttle wants nothing to do with that wooden barricade, and we get underway.
It'll work with only 2 for this round as a result of that, of course, but it'll be a slower start overall from the SiNister roster anyway, as we are going to see their players traverse relatively slowly towards the building here, focusing a lot of the early round time on droning it out. Do we have the Mira priming the C4 already ready to go here? It's not going to be the case. It's just going to be holding it normally on the inside.
Yeah, Slash was prepping it. You could see it through the silhouette on the X-ray. He was holding the Nitro Cell, but elected to hold back and not really jump the gun. Still has a black mirror in the back pocket as well to post up anywhere else should they see the push coming in towards more office and a Blue Bar centric, and Yellow is going to start things off with a knife onto Shuttles. He just jumps into the objective. Oh no, he jumped into Aquarium, sorry. Right up against the door frame was Shuttle. The Valkyrie will fall. Interesting, he's losing about 80 HP in the engagement. Comes away with the first knife I think we've seen all day.
This is made for a very interesting game already, and barely anyone's even died yet, so. Shuttle specifically just having himself an interesting round, shooting his own black eye camera and then getting knifed. So that's an interesting story to take home at minimum for him to play off of there. But obviously we can see a lot of reconstruction being done on the top of Hookah to try and get them better sight down below to the bars, but it's Vertical that moves in to find the first, I guess you could say, real engagement kill here for the side of Rogue, being able to knock out Yellow this time.
The drone spots him out, and lots of pre-fires going into the soft wall, but Cookies just can't find the proper angle. Eclipse on the roam game will take down Oasis as well off-site. Slash will finally put up his final mirror. Pushing through Kitchen is Naga, solo, Blackbeard, and Easily will immediately refrag that out. Now coming down the Cool Vibe stairs. Oh no, Slash taking a piece out of Eclipse as he pushes down. Now Doodle launching flashbangs in. As it's just Cookies and Doodle left alive. Pre-fires as Doodle quite intimidated by this Cool Vibe stairs presence at the bottom. One on either side from Rogue. Eclipse playing inside a Kitchen, giving the calls off the cardiac sensor. Nitro Cell up that railing could end the round, but no, they'll disperse and Cookies will head back to continue ripping up the floorboards and billiards.
problem with these guys, though, is that the amount of losses they've taken, even though it's only a one-man deficit they're playing with right now, they just don't really have a lot of great intel about where the 3 remaining players are set up for Rogue side. So Slash is going to have a great initiation, does some good damage. However, it gets flanked from the left side by Cookies, allowing for the trade and to bring this into more even keel 2v2 now. Problem is, Doodles is incredibly low from the fight that he originally took against the Mira. He's out at less than 25% HP. Cookies has to take the engagement here, unfortunately, because he's the only one left that can really afford to do that, given the HP disadvantage.
Well, they take the time to breach open the wall with the X-Kairos, and they've made a vault through hole, but there's an ejected Mira watching too, and one inside a courtyard. Eclipsed and easily, both get one apiece. And Rogue take a rather peculiar but successful round number 1 on Blue Bar and Sunrise to start things off.
Seemingly in control of that the entire time, though. That's what's worrisome for me, is that Rogue is willing to let that go, but still is able to recover in such an easy fashion. That's not a good sign for SiNister at the start of the game, but it's very early days here. Only the first round having played out. There's still plenty of time for adjustment to happen later on in this half. We're going to go to Kitchen next. That'll be the second site. Rogue just choosing to clear out the first floor first before going up to the second floor sites.
Once again, we've seen every bomb site on Coastline used in every imaginable scenario, and it seems like Rogue, at least for the beginning here, have a tendency to prefer the basement floor, or the first floor on Coastline, as compared to heading upstairs like we saw EG do after losing their first kitchen defense. They went upstairs to Hookah, this time around between Rogue and SiNister. Rogue going to start things off trying to sweep up on the bottom floor before heading topside. It's a good mentality to have, to maintain on each floor, level playing field and a level plane of engagement between your defensive setups. Almost identical rosters as well as far as operator loadouts, just the Mira being taken off, and Vert staying on the roaming dock I think is going to be key.
What effectiveness that has. If we don't end up seeing that more typical straightforward push at the beginning of the round coming in from the guys on SiNister, should they just go directly for the door play? We'll see what other avenues they try to take to play for map control here. This is going to be a lot of play. It looks like a lot of roaming play coming out from Rogue on the second floor too. Plenty of reinforcements being deployed to the theater to give them a hard point to play off, and more importantly, disallow for the reconstruction to be done by the attacking team's buck. But we don't actually see that this time since they've swapped it out, so not as much soft destruction going to be present for them to be able to easily try and knock this out. But it's going to be Vertical getting himself off to a good start right from the beginning of the round. There's that roaming dock we were talking about. Looks like a quick spawn peek to the front door. Quickly knocks out the Blackbeard as well, which is probably one of the best operators they could have taken out early on here. That's really going to hurt the capability from the attacking team now to just peek and take more riskier angles as they try to push themselves into this kitchen site.
Nearly a second engagement, but easily will be the second one actually for Rogue, as he will fell Cookies again on these push-ins. Seems like Rogue now are more focused on denying any kind of entry into the map overall. For SiNister, a Nitro Cell onto Yellow, the only man to make it inside, and only for a brief period, as the Nitro Cell will blast him into the stratosphere. A 5v2 for SiNister workout of Oasis and Doodle left alive. They still can't get any entry into the building.
And there's only two, they're still just hitting over the 2-minute mark now in terms of where the timer's gone. So plenty of chances for these attackers to try and bring it back, but it's just the man disadvantage. And ultimately, over these next few seconds, probably the positional disadvantage that they're going to find themselves in as well. For Oasis and Doodle, there's just not much for these guys to work off to get back into the game. They're looking at 2, if not 3 kills each just to have a chance. One's about to get lurked on if they're not careful. We know Vertical's going to find himself in a potential engagement versus Doodle in a second, but it looks like he's able to dodge it. Shuttle, at the same time, ready to take the fight inside of Hall of Fame, but no, it's Oasis on the other side of the map that is coming out on top. Problem is these guys are constantly dealing with the utility that's been deployed by Rogue right now, whether it's getting hit by an Echo drone or something else. It's just not panning out into their favor. Oasis will fall. He even got the track onto Easily there too, but it did not seem to matter. Easily knocked him out regardless, and now we're looking at Doodle's the last one standing in a 1v4.
Doodle pushing his way into theater now, trying to clear out, but Rogue has they've already bailed. There's no one left topside to hold down the real estate. You still got the Echo drone from Slash being a constant nuisance. He's going to spot him out once again. Disorient him, and easily will round things out. It's a quick 2-0 lead, and a decisive one at that for Rogue. On the defensive side of Coastline, they sweep downstairs. They'll look topside now for their next defensive attempt.
Even using the Echo drone at that point is like an aggressive roaming tool to just get kills more quickly. So Rogue is definitely looking like they've gone for full control over this matchup, at least on their defensive side. And at the moment, that plan is working beautifully. They'll go to the second floor, obviously, since they don't have a choice. And we're going to see them switch over towards Hookah.
We saw this from EG as well after being unsuccessful downstairs, but Rogue in a good spot here, winning back-to-back defenses to start things off, really setting the tone too. Aggressive play style from Rogue, even more so than I would have even envisioned heading into this game. We knew that SiNister were going to try and bring the aggression, but in that round, it seemed like after that very first spawn peek onto Nog, everyone started playing very timid. It was, you know, triple checking doors, triple checking windows, re-droning the same thing they had already droned previously. SiNister looked like they got put on their heels real quick by that spawn peek, and that's the effective vertical in that roaming dock, that roaming ACOG to dismantle any kind of semblance of a push throughout the entirety of the map at any given point. It's a strong commanding lead right now, just mentally for Rogue right now.
And it's a brilliant plan for Rogue to play as aggressively as they are if they know that SiNister is also going to try to play that correspondingly just as aggressive play style, because of the fact that they know they can take them at 1v1s. They know that they could potentially catch them in a lot of these, you know, chaotic situations, and if they do end up in a more even kill 1v1, they've got the player experience, you know, 10 times over compared to these guys on SiNister. And ultimately that is what is giving Rogue such a massive advantage in this series, and they're using that even in the gunfights now. Look at this vertical once again, trying to go for the spawn peek. Not going to be able to catch all that much, though. It does not look like he's going to get any players from the side of SiNister to push the angle that he's currently peeking. But if he swings out a little bit wider, might have a chance for it. But obviously that's taken a little bit more of a risk than he might be worth taking, so he'll fall back instead. Continue to play down the timer from the inside, and the event that SiNister try to go for control at his door.
You can see that drone coming out of spawn to the double door of office outside of the aquarium balcony. You can see the mind games working well in the favor of Rogue right now. Typically, you don't drone out your spawn. You should feel safe unless Rogue are pulling the hyper-aggressive plays as they are right now. It's definitely put SiNister at least in a lower gear than I imagined they would have liked to be to start things off, but it's only 2 rounds in, still the first map. There's still plenty of game left to be played for SiNister to pull this back. It's just going to require a mindset altering. Right now, they can't play as timid and they can't play as slow as they have been in the last 2 rounds, and they need to be much closer together. Everyone's been segmented and solo pushing their corner of the map. No one from SiNister really bringing cohesion in their pushes. They really need to be tighter.
SiNister at the moment scared to even go into the building itself, as I don't think a single player has managed to go to the inside just yet. They're looking for a route that they can utilize without too much of a risk, and as you were mentioning, just kind of over-droning everything right now just to double-check all of their angles. Problem is even that, it's not going to end up working out so well for them as they try to go into aquarium. Behind the aquarium bar, Vertical's going to continue to hold. However, his position will not be safe, but Shuttle makes the impact along with Vertical anyway from the inside of the site to pick up 2 quick kills and bring down the attackers to 3, once again giving Rogue an early advantage, and SlashHug will continue that. Cookies will attempt to trade, but no, Eclipse also finds himself a kill. So we're down to Nog in a 1v5, and unfortunately it's another situation that, for me at least, just does not look possible.
I'm not really sure how Eclipse wins that, but he does manage to, fighting through, persevering, ducking in the corner of the hallway, and Nog pushing his way up the 205 stairs, a crossfire from multiple angles, his shield will be evaporated, and he'll down off Slash. Sorry, it won't be Slash, but Slash will be the one to round things out. Rogue up 3-0 on Coastline. Things are not looking hot for SiNister. We could be en route to a sweep on Coastline once again.
Didn't even notice it there as well, but it was actually Slash ended up accidentally knocking out his teammate at the end. It wasn't the spray from the stairs, it was a C4 that got tossed out and ended up taking down his teammate. So not even the down that SiNister could take credit for in that round. Unfortunately, just nothing getting done by them despite having the shield on engagement there for Nog.
Tough engagement there for Nog, left alone as that Blackbeard, and once again, alone. That's the key piece for me. Everyone there was alone. You got a duo peek onto an aquarium balcony, but everyone else just trying to push their own individual angle. There's got to be more cohesion coming up from SiNister if they just want to play into Rogue's aggressiveness, which isn't something I imagined saying walking into this game. I thought we were going to be seeing Rogue play a very standard play style, just playing defaults and not really overextending too much as they are currently. And I thought it would be SiNister really trying to set the tone, set the pace of the game. Instead, SiNister need to wake up and match Rogue's aggression at this point. You got to turn this into an absolute frag fest. Just every single engagement is a 3-man trade on either side, because you're not winning on these solo pushes, and you're not going to win trying to go 1v1 on gun skill against Rogue. You need to overpower them with manpower.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not even fighting for like rounds, if I'm being honest at this point. They're fighting just to get the respect of Rogue and to get them to just play a normal game style so that they could try to go for more normal strats at this point, which they can't do. As you were saying, they have to like drone their own spawn because of how aggressive Rogue is playing it. It's just not a very, team-friendly environment, unfortunately, that the guys on SiNister put into right now. They have to find a way to weasel out of this.
Well, they've definitely surrendered the first half at least, already dropping 3 rounds. They could bring it back. We've seen plenty of 3-2 splits so far, at least the 2 of us have. In comparison, Coastline that we just watched between C9 and Elephant Gang, it was a 6-0 wipe, and to be honest, like I said, we could be heading towards another one. Oasis droning in through Lambo doorway, and once again, he doesn't really have a lot of support with him. Yellow's over by the service entrance door, and he's the closest man, and easily he's holding that tight pixel angle. As the blue bar and sunrise bar defense, the objective hasn't really mattered all that much for Rogue through all 3 of these defenses, and now the 4th. They're sprawled across the map, again, denying entry of the building in general to SiNister.
So, a few of the players from SiNister ready to move into the building a bit earlier this time. Rogue, of course, still having plenty of roaming capability throughout the course of the map. He's going to be looking to stop any and all attempts to move in and get really any map control whatsoever here. They've got the clearance on Hook at least. They'll be able to walk in there. They've got a long way to go to get to the bars, which is the site, by the way, for this round, since it has now been unlocked. The first site that we saw the guys on Rogue playing on, and we're able to take control of it. So they're going to head back to it now for round number 4.
Bomb located by attackers.
Wants a spray coming back up through the floorboards, is easily being slowly pushed out of his position behind the bar. That was Eclipse on the pulse, noticing a man on the heartbeat sensor and easily trying to play this tight pixel angle, but no, Yellow inside of the kitchen will shut him down. This is the first time in a while we've seen SiNister start off with a man count leading around. Shuttle has made his way upstairs though, as Hibana Doodle is inside a kitchen. The shotgun blasts aren't going to open up enough of a hole, and Nog will take down Slash. So it's SiNister garnering the momentum to start things off on the round.
Vertical, however, going to look to change that up. He still has the lurking position up on the top floor. Yellow is going to be able to find another one. Catches Eclipse on the move. Nicely done by SiNister. They are turning this around and quickly putting Rogue into a position where they'll have no chance to win this round whatsoever. But Shuttle finally changes his team's luck. Finds just a single pickup. They've got a long way to go to recover this round, however. As look at this, it's going to be Blackbeard Nog in a great position to immediately shut down Shuttle, find the trade, and he'll finish it off as well with one final kill against Vertical, giving the round over to Team SiNister. They can frag after all, and they're finally on the board.
Well, it was a good realization there from SiNister at the very least to understand that the objective was free. There was no one covering Hookah by the time that the Buck had made it upstairs to rip up the floorboards and displaced easily out of his location, which led immediately to a pick from Yellow. Storm the site, man. Storm the gulag. Overwhelm them with your numbers. Don't try and 1v1 them on your pure gun skill. As soon as site control was vanquished, it was easy for them to hold the retake against Rogue and SiNister. That's the first time that they've actually looked cohesive. It looked like they were actually a team in that round, understanding all one unified push to execute together as 5 people.
And now the question for me shifts to the mental perspective of Rogue. Do they still feel confident enough to play in this incredibly aggressive playstyle they had? Or are they going to shift back and try to keep things under a little bit better control now and to look for the 4-1 if they can possibly get it? As obviously, again, this is the last round of the half. If anyone is just tuning in and hasn't seen the earlier matches, a quick reminder that we are playing on the 5-round half system, not the new 6-round half system, due to the fact that the regular season was also played out on the 5-round half system.
So kitchen service defense coming out for Rogue as they abandon the blue bar sunrise bar, noticing how their strategy afforded an easy site take there for SiNister. So this time we're playing kitchen, a little bit more of an impregnable site. But, I mean, at the end of the day, all it takes is that rush we saw from Elephant Gang in the last matchup against Cloud9 to just storm the gates through the service door, and same kind of overwhelming tactics could work. Didn't work in the favor of Elephant Gang, although SiNister might have to look more site-centric as far as all of their pushes on attack. They've only got one left, lest we go overtime on Coastline. But trying to clear out the excessive roam game from Rogue so far has not worked for them at all.
Yeah, and that roam game looks like it is alive and well, even after the very unfortunate happenings of the previous round from Rogue. The only exception, of course, being the Echo, more so to act as intel for these guys at this point, and potentially roaming support based on the way it was being played back in the first and second rounds.
I just want to call out real quick, that is a Season 1, I believe, a copper charm on Cookie's weapon, so shouts to him for having that, first of all, and second of all, rocking it at USN LAN Finals. Big praise, Cookies, big praise.
Remember where you came from, you know?
Yep, remember your roots.
Yeah. So continuing to see if once again SiNister will be able to pull themselves off of the second round. Hookah is left open for the taking, so Cookie's going to run right in, all the way over to the Cool Vibe steps, in fact, and Oasis will find the first kill. Looks easily getting caught out in the open. And with that, it's once again an early 5v4 advantage going by the way of SiNister.
The big burly Ash main starting things off, and trade right back. This is what we didn't see last time from Rogue. Vertical will sit down yellow. Eclipse has made his way topside to try and hold off Hookah a little bit longer. Pulling up the Cool Vibe stairs was Cookie, so he'll take one shot to the chest and bounce back. There's 2 men at the bottom of the Cool Vibe stairs, and the rest of SiNister are amassing outside of the kitchen window. Seems like a full send here. Shuttle has joined. Vertical upstairs, the shotgun blast to the chest, not going to do enough damage. Cookies will clean up Shuttle, now ripping down the stairs. An immediate frag there from Vertical to trade it back out, and they're holding the Sunrise Bar quite effectively, making sure no one can propel themselves in towards the objective.
Now, continuing to look. We still have a lot of players from Rogue out and about on the map right now, not necessarily falling back to play into the site. You can even see their Echo is going to be playing holding a door. Eclipse is put into a very bad position right now. In the meanwhile, Slashdog was able to pick up another kill, but for Eclipse, he's still looking to finish things off from the outside of the bar and inside of the courtyard. But no, Slash is going to get taken down. Nog, in the meanwhile, is able to finish him off with a push up to the doorway, and it leaves just Vertical and Eclipse standing here at a 2v2. Now a 1v2 as Oasis finds another kill for SiNister, keeping them in the fight. And most importantly, bringing this down to a clutch now. But the Doc over on Rogue, it's going to be Vertical trying to clutch it out. Find some decent damage at very minimum. The hard ping's going to come in on one of them as well, so we can try to play off of this. That Blackbeard still has so much HP to work with. Potential push going to be coming in as well from Oasis, but not at this moment. Falls back away from the door a little bit further. The spam continuing to come in. I believe he would have taken down one of the shields from the Blackbeard. And as a result of the damage being taken by Vertical, he'll back up to heal himself. Now, we'll wrap back in. He gets a ping on both. He's just going to go right for it. He's missed the hop over the kitchen, though. And now both these players, they don't even want to fight him. They just want to retreat. They want to play further away. They're reconstructing on the second floor, just take him down for the roof. He's going to stick on this defuse in the meanwhile. And let's see, is he going to be able to stop it? He might just get it outright. Are they not stopping him? What's going on? They need to peek him. What? He gets it. I can't believe it. Rogue somehow steal the round away, and he doesn't have to do a single point of damage to any of the surviving members of SiNister.
Check your holes, man. Look down. You breached open the floor. Just look down. Vertical with a great stick on the defuse. That'll extend the lead for Rogue up to 4-1. It seemed like it was going to be SiNister battling back to salvage the half, but instead they throw away the 2v1, not checking defuse. A wonderful clutch there for Vertical, but you really got to lay that one at the feet of SiNister.
Yeah, I mean, it was their round to win, right? They just, for some reason, didn't want to take a fight within the site itself, tried to back it up and play into that second floor instead, and they had it. They had I believe anyway, they had the hole in the floor that they needed to be able to take out that last man, but unfortunately just never actually peaked it. Didn't want to take a risk on losing a fight, and that seems to be the thing that's keeping SiNister behind in this matchup right now, is their fear of commitment to any individual 1v1 duel. It quite literally just lost them that last round.
It was really disappointing to see that, honestly. Like I said, it looked like SiNister were storming back. You know, they dropped the first 3. They don't even look close in the first 3 rounds. Then they absolutely dominate with a site rush to at least put one back in their favor. Then the second one, again, they're playing together. They're getting the trade-outs they need. They have site control. They have diffuser down. Yes, Blackbeard lost both of his shields, but he's still a powerful force outside of that kitchen window. You really need to stay and hold that angle. You can't back off as deep as you were, because as soon as Vertical tucked himself inside that corner, he had an impenetrable metal wall blocking any shots. It would have taken Nog to vault in and rush after him. And the cam up inside, I believe it was Easily's remaining Echo drone that was still inside of the ceiling on kitchen. It would have been an easy call for Vertical to hear and turn around and rip down Nog. So Nog's really got to hold that window tighter. And Oasis, he made the first hole right above the diffuser and then didn't check it because he wanted to make a second one, and it just gave Vertical enough time to stick the defuse.
And so with Vertical coming out in the 1v2 clutch, it's kept Rogue in very dominant shape for the first map of this series. Mind you, again, this is only the first map. And if memory serves me correct, this is the pick for SiNister. So right now falling behind quite heavily. We'll have to see if they'll have a chance to recover, but it's a good start now on the attack for Vertical of Rogue. Being able to quickly knock out Oasis and most importantly, remove the potential issues that a pulse on the map would cause from a late round push.
Well, 3 Nitro cells electing to be taken from SiNister, and that's one of them dispatched without any use being done. You still have Shuttle holding the theater stairs, waiting for Doodle, who I believe was opening up some kill holes right into theater. Now he's playing over inside of luggage. Shuttle's just going to be waiting for this flank down. They have the man advantage, and that's another Nitro cell that's playing hard off-site that won't have a lot of effectiveness. Nog pulls off his angle too as he was holding the cool vibe stairs, and he'll take some damage for it as he backs off. Yellow at least will trade out Eclipse. It's a good collapse coming in. Shuttle will take down Doodle from inside of Courtyard, bucking straight through the skeleton key. Shuttle will drop Cookies, but an immediate refrag once again. It's down to a 2v2. All of a sudden, we're still midway through the round, and Nog has to try and retake in towards the objective. The plant going down from easily with the flashes and the smokes. It'll get completed, but Nog will cut him down. A headshot from outside the hallway, and Slash again, similar position to Nog, rushing through with the Deagle, and he'll lose it out. Yellow will close things out, and SiNister will bring another round back. Slash just abandoning the diffuser and trying to rush through with the Deagle into Sunrise Bar.
And meanwhile, Shuttle was going full commando mode.
Yeah.
Buck just breaking things open with a skeleton key, picking up kills of players behind the wall. Some nice stuff from him. Just not enough, unfortunately, as he overcommits. Gets himself a 2-for-1 trade, and because of the issues in the early round where more players from Rogue were constantly finding themselves getting picked, just not enough manpower to hold in the post-plant since it was kind of rushed. One of their players, the Dokkaebi, getting quickly knocked out right after the plant goes onto the ground due to the utility against her, and beyond that, the Blackbeard just not able to find a way to get back into the site.
So Rogue continuing the aggressive though. Don't really want to change up their lineup too much. Yeah, that was a quick breach and clear there from Shuttle that unfortunately got ended short. It looked like it was going to be an insane run to clear out everyone on site. Just one remaining member, I believe inside of the bathroom, that felled Shuttle as he vaulted through. Blue Bar and Sunrise Bar now for SiNister after being successful on the kitchen defense. So almost identical to Rogue as far as their bomb site favoritism, just doing it in the opposite order, starting with kitchen instead of Blue Bar Sunrise, but clearly both of these teams favoring the bottom floor.
That's going to continue to be the case now as we are in the double bars once again. And the setup is going to remain pretty straightforward here. As we do see SiNister just going for the usual reinforcements, nothing strange coming out from them in terms of their own setup.
10 seconds left before insertion.
And in a moment, we will have the players from Rogue coming out of the board and try this attack one more time. They've allowed their opponents, they've allowed SiNister to get themselves off to a good start. I'm curious if we see the play overall from Rogue start to slow down a little bit, what they might be able to accomplish, because they're still playing a very fast game now. They were doing the same thing on defense, and they're continuing it on their attacking side, at least if the first round is any indication.
Really felt like Rogue wanted to kind of emulate what SiNister brought on that successful Sunrise Bar Blue Bar attack, where they just rushed into sight of 4-man clear of the objective and got plant down. It seems like Rogue also don't want to invest a lot of utility and time into a roam clear. They're more interested in the immediate site push. I imagine Shuttle and Vert will go upstairs to try and clear out any roamers holding topside, and then it's just going to be a 5-man rush in the objective. And on that roam clear, at least for the initial seconds, Eclipse will grab Yellow. Again, that's your influential Valkyrie gone. At least you got the cams out earlier. That's also a Nitro cell that won't have effect. It seems like SiNister are playing for the retakes with the Nitros, and they're not staying alive long enough.
Vertical may find himself in a battle in just a moment here. At minimum, the drone is going to do its work, but Vertical is occupied another fight. The push comes in at the bar and through it. We will see Oasis pick up a kill. He gets too hungry for a second one, however. So Shuttle will be able to trade it out as he continues his push inside of the billiards room and unfortunately meets an early end. Slash, however, is also going to be able to pick up an additional kill. And with that, it's a massive advantage to Rogue right now. All the way down to a 4v2 already. And we're just under 2 minutes on the clock.
You got Cookies alone on site, trying to weave and dodge his way around the hailstorm of bullets, also coming in from the Sunrise entrance, and Shuttle ripping up the floorboards above him, lancing a lot of pre-fires, but Eclipse is going to send it through, tags him on the backside, and cleans it up. Eclipse will round that out. Now it's all up to Holiday Nog, trying to fight back from the kitchen hallway. The phone call's coming out, giving away his position. A 1v4 as easily as most likely putting down Plant, tagging the backside with the SR-25 of Slash as well. The Plant finally being initiated from easily inside of Cubby. An almost unretakeable position here for Holiday Nog. His best bet is to go where he is headed now, but no, Slash Nog will clean it up. And it's Rogue on map point on Coastline.
Pushing ahead, it's still a very, very confident lead by Rogue at this point. And now the lockdown strat to easily move in and take control of the bars at bottom. We'll see if SiNister will try to change it up or try to go for a similar defense. If Rogue go for the same attack game, they might have something to quickly make up for this, but let's take a look and see if they're going to choose to go to the same spot. And it looks like it is.
Shot at redemption here for SiNister, a Blue Bar and Sunrise Bar to keep their dreams of winning Coastline alive. There are still a possibility of 2 other maps being played after this, should SiNister eventually send us to a map 3, should Rogue win this round, and consequently the map. I'm really hesitant to say that there's much of a chance here for SiNister just being on the defensive side in general. You've already got your back against the wall. At some point, the defensive side will slip up on Coastline. It's just the tendency of the map.
At very minimum, it does seem like the guys on SiNister have a pretty good idea of how to stop the really aggressive playstyle from Rogue, or at very minimum trade consistently with it to give them a chance to close out the round. It's just that closeout that they're still having trouble working on. Unfortunately, that last round's a bit of an exception. They kind of got run over by the attack from Rogue. But based on the first round's play and what we were seeing at the end of the opening half, SiNister definitely knows how to fight with these guys when it comes to the early round. It's just in the late round that they're falling apart time and time again.
Blue Bar Sunrise reattempt here from SiNister, and I guess my prediction almost came entirely true there. It was a little bit of a roam clear topside. They lose Vert in the process on that Ash as the rush through from Oasis garnered him at least one kill. And like you said, got a little too hungry. Met his demise there in the engagement with Shuttle, but then just full sight rush from Rogue. They cleared out the objective that they needed to, and it's all down to a Doc to attempt the retake. Yellow, getting a little aggressive here of himself, and try and go for a spawn peek outside of Lambo door. A pre-fire pistol shot from Eclipse will land just shy of his head, and they'll back him off of the theater stairs. No more engagement from Yellow.
That was the warning shot.
Yep.
That was, don't stay there. I'm going to be coming in a second. And here he comes now. Eclipse will move up to the door and start to push into the lobby. Oh, he's also caught from upstairs there as well. Able to catch one of his players. So he's going to see if he can lurk onto them quickly enough before they move. They're trying to break out the window. Don't think we'll see a direct push in, unfortunately, because the angles just don't work out well enough. Eclipse knows that there's someone directly to his right now, and is just looking for a way to isolate that person.
Once again, the hunt between Eclipse and Yellow continues, starting off right from Lambo door. Oasis, though, going to grab the first kill onto Vertical, deny that entry fragging powerhouse that Vertical is. Then I'll back off Rogue momentarily, have them reset and rethink their ideology on this take, and you can see, I think it's just Nog tucked away inside of the back of Hookah, just trying to battle back and forth with a Blackbeard, and Slashhawk is going to easily win that out as the face shield will absorb most of the damage for him. So
trades a kill for a shield. Probably not going to be the best at the end of the day, but at the very minimum, at least keeps them on even footing now as we go down to a 4 versus 4. Slashhawk's going to reposition, though. He's going to move himself over to the first floor instead. Actually just strike, making a push directly to the inside of the bars and just go for the site itself. They did in the last round, and it worked out well, especially now that Shuttle once again has control over the top side here in Hookah. They do a lot of reconstruction, and Slash is trying to capitalize on that. Now one player is going to be caught out. It's going to be Doodle ending up down. Not out just yet. There's a chance for him to get recovered. In the meantime, though, Eclipse because I'll push in through service. Finishes off not one, but 2 additional players. Doodle and Oasis going down. Yellow there for a trade. Unfortunately, now disadvantaged, and with both of their players taking heavy damage already, this is still going to prove incredibly difficult to recover, despite the fact that they're only 1 man down at this point.
You see Cookie's trying to make his way back into Sunrise. That's where the plant's being attempted now. Eclipse and Slash holding the rotates possible for Cookies. He's going to come back in towards Eclipse. He's going to hit the deck as the diffuser has been planted up on the couches inside of Sunrise. Slash can easily evacuate out the Sunrise entrance door while Eclipse still holds inside a kitchen. Almost impossible retake given the angles given from the attackers laying prone, especially Eclipse holding inside a kitchen right up against the service door, awaiting their entry, but it's Flashlight with a double kill to round them both out, and Rogue will take map number 1 Coastline, 6-2.
An interesting start, to be sure, to the map, considering the way that some of our first couple of rounds played out. It took SiNister just too long, unfortunately, to figure out how to play in a more even keel fashion, how to trade them out when they were lurking so aggressively